Hello, welcome back to another painting video. Today we are going to be painting a Bullgrin for the Beast of Chaos. I've had this army for a while. I've been sitting on it. I haven't started painting it yet. So this is going to be the first one. So let's get started. We're going to start off with Gryph-hound Orange for all of the flesh and fur. And you're like, what? Why are you doing that? Because, you know, my armies are mostly themed off He-Man stuff, so to continue that trend, we are doing this for Beastman, and it just makes sense. It makes sense. It's gonna look cool. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool, guys. Just trust me. Just trust me. So let's get coating. And try not to get on the other areas that we're going to be putting contrast into, just to preserve that color as much as possible. Is that part of fur or is that part of this like little side piece? Don't know. This model is fine cast. It is the older model. A lot of these guys are older. You need some new models, but they announced a new leader for them, or just a resculpt of a leader. So maybe we'll get some new models besides just a new leader, but how they've been going lately, it mostly looks like it might just be a new leader. Because this is what GW's been doing lately. Let's just continue coating all of this white as much as we can here. And we got like this in here. I'm not going to be getting the face as much because we're going to be doing some other colors on there, but there'll be some orange on the face. So you just have to be careful about what part we're putting it on. We're just gonna slowly go through this guy. Oop, almost knocked over that. That would have been fun. And this video would be cleaning up spilled contrast paint, which, I mean, I'm sure some of you could use that video, right? Like, it happens to everyone at some point. They knock down a bottle of paint. Usually it's the washes that you'll knock down, but it'll happen with contrast too. And this is going to be a couple of videos because we're going to do, not videos, but like sections, because we'll have to let all this dry. So looking at there, that was hair there, I'm assuming that this is hair too here. Just using the model to guess, to inform my decisions on where paint goes. I think he's got like, I don't know if these are like nails in his body or what, but it's weird. Or if that's left over from the fine cast, because I got it already assembled and everything, so I don't know what exactly the assembly looks like, or like what the sprue that it was on looked like. Just getting all those spots there. Okay, and then we just continue on with the arm. Is there like a big gap in there? There is a big old gap in the model there. It did not go together. You can see right there that big hole. So I guess I'm going to have to do some filler. Did not anticipate that. So let's get this kind of painted and then we'll go into that in a second. Probably use milliput, or I think I have some green stuff, but that's gonna take too long to dry. Because milliput will be fast to dry, but it will be a little messy. But it's sandable. Yeah, I'll probably use milliput. Let me just finish getting out those areas there. Is that like a strap or armor? Looks like it's maybe armor. Get that. And for the face, we'll get like a little bit of it. We'll get it, and then we'll touch it up later with the other colors that we're going to be using. But we'll get like mostly the top here, the top half of the face. And then let's fill in the rest of this area that we can see. This arm is fine. Just clean that up. Between there, get the hand. Same thing here, get the hand. What's that? Is that skin? I don't know. Just get that nice and coated. Just have to rotate this around a couple times to get the angle on all these little hand bits. This one's wrapped, so you're not going to really be able to see in there, except for like maybe like a couple sections. Get all of it that you can. Okay, so that's the skin. Now we gotta get some milliput on here and let that dry, which is gonna take a little bit, a couple hours. So let's get our milliput, which is somewhere. Is it in here? Did I put it in here? Ow. Oh, actually I have this stuff. Yeah? Painting? Oh, okay. Okay, I have this stuff, this Tamiya model paint, contour putty. And it's a squeezy liquid that I might be able to get in here. It might be better off getting in here. Let me just squeeze some in there. Okay. Now we need like a crappy brush to kind of push it into the right spot. Bear with me for a second here, guys. Put some on this brush here. And go toward here. We're slowly filling that guy in. And this stuff dries pretty quick too, so it'll be fine. We're just getting it into the cracks and then just letting it lay smooth here. Okay, that looks like it'll work. We just gotta kind of thin it out here so that it looks like it's part of the muscles. That should be good. Okay, that was an unexpected thing we had to deal with really quick, but we got it done. Now we would have to wait for that to dry for us to really continue, but let me see. Let me look at this guy and see if there's anything that we can maybe do in the meantime. Yeah, we can kind of just get going through this. So now, next we would do, so the chainmail is there. Usually I would want this to be a cloth, but I think since it's chainmail, we can kind of just paint it the color we were gonna paint it anyway. I don't know, we'll see. So let's get all the bindings and stuff. So for that, we're gonna get another leather. So we'll get this Gorgonta fur contrast paint. And then start getting all the leather straps and stuff. So this guy. Now how close is that to the orange? It's pretty close, but I think once we do some of our other steps down the road, it might help it a little bit. So let's get the inside of this skull here. You can always paint the skull white later. So of this little belt that he's got going on. Let's get that. He's got some like skulls that are held on by some straps. We'll get the studs on the belt later. just take your time and go over all those little areas where the straps are. Just look for them on here, some in here. Then this guy will get to the little wrist wrap. And it's okay because this is going to be painted with a paint, so the armor pieces. So this will be okay to paint over that armor right there like we did. Okay, and then we got this one. This one. It's got to be a little careful because it's getting into the territory of the putty we just put down. So just kind of, we'll have to fix that once we get that shit dried. And I think, oh, no, almost called it too soon. Let's get in there. Okay. So this brown is looking really close to the tan, not tan, the orange, which is a little unfortunate, but we'll just trust it for now and just keep going and see what happens. And I missed a spot with the orange really quick. I missed his ears, which are little cow ears right here. And here. Should we get up in there too? Okay, and that's armor. All right. Now let's get our blue, which is going to be this Talisar blue. And we'll use that for like the loincloth chainmail part. So let's get in here, get the chainmail, and we'll hit the legs because we suck at painting. Just try to get that off while I can. Okay. So this is a nice, like, bright, cartoony 80s style blue, and that's what I wanted. Just dot in there. We're gonna be painting over a lot of these bones with white anyway to get them to reset anyway. So just kind of stabby stab in there. And don't forget the back of it, like we do so often. We forget to do the back. So there's the back. And we could do the hair here. This blue color, but I don't think we're going to. Oh, we missed like a whole section with brown. You guys, you're here to tell me what to do. So we get our Gargantua fur back, and we missed the little straps on his wrist guard here. We did hit them with the orange, but I think this will go over. We got this piece here too. So just kind of touch those pieces, get those covered in the brown. Okay, we'll probably have to hit that with white to get that brown to show up better. So we'll have to go back to that area too. So then we can go for the metallics, which is gunmetal for the armor. Oops, let me get that focus, gunmetal. We're just gonna do all over all these metal plates on him. Usually you want a black base coat for metallics because that's what makes it show up better. But we are not doing that because we gotta go fast. Just make sure you're covering every bit of it. Okay, and then can start covering up there. Getting all these plates. And shaky hand has come into play. Shaky hand is making an appearance. So that's cool for you guys to see. Let's keep that and try to get the side edges, all the different sides of it. Now we get this piece. Being careful of our putty that's in there right now. Just mindful that you're gonna have to probably go back into that area in a bit. This under piece right here. The inside. And we gotta get this guy. Make sure you're getting in those little cuts and battle damage that it has on it. Here, just kind of go over the spiky there. Can't really see any of it there. And we'll get this arm. So really quick, get the under side here that kind of points into the hand. The part's easy to forget, so just get it while you remember. get that. I'll probably leave that. I'll probably do bronze for that, actually, since we're here. And then for the armor here, I think this is metal. It's all part of the armor. It doesn't look like his horn is sticking through it. There's that. I think that does, oh, we have all these parts, but we can do that separate. Okay. Now let's get, oh, while we're here, let's get this medium sea gray for the axe. I like my axes to be more like a stony gray than like a metallic-y color, because I feel like these guys are more, you know, primal than sophisticated. I know they have armor, but I don't know, it just makes it it's cooler to me that they're like, oh, we made them out of like stone. Just get that all coated. Make sure you get all those little nooks and crannies of the axes. Okay, so that's the axe. And then let's go for the other skin color and the, we'll use German camo beige World War II for like the tuft of fur right here, and then like the undercoat of like the chin, and we'll do a dry brush on the skin as well of this color after everything's all dry and when we're done with the model, just to give it some more dimension. So let's get some of this paint, and then we'll start getting under here. Getting the lips and the jaw here. It's okay if we hit the teeth. And then this like back part of the horns we'll also get with this color. And then we'll start getting all this fur. We'll probably dry brush this over all the little tufts of fur that he has on him, just so there's like a little blend of the orange and the tan color. And then we'll probably do like a sepia wash or something for the whole thing. Or a brown wash to darken it. Okay, there's that. You just kind of his little gizzard. I don't know what the actual term for that is on a cow, but I'm gonna say gizzard. Cool. So there's that. Let's get the horns and hooves. Those are gonna be a whole red. It's like a dark brown red that I think is gonna work for our dark rust. Or is it whole red? Where is it? Yeah, whole red. It's a reddish brown that'll work, I think, a lot better than. I was gonna do like the Gorgonta fur and then like the Blood Angels red over the top of it, but I don't know how that would turn out mixing like the two contrast paints together. So we'll just go with a paint that we know is kind of the color that we want, so that we have to do like less coats and trial and error for this whole thing. So there's that. And then we'll get the other hoof. Sorry if he's a little too close as a bigger model. So it's interesting trying the bigger model on this newer setup here. So it's just like his horns that are gonna be this color, not like the bones and stuff that are on the armor. Is that like a cap? I think that might be like a metal cap on his horn. Who's to say? Well, Games Workshop is to say if I look at the reference model on their website, but for now, I'll just paint the whole thing. Get underneath there. Oops, sorry. Look, he's a big boy. If anything, it'll be a good dark coat for the metallic to go on over after anyway, so just do that. Clean up that end, and then we'll get over here. So that's it for that. Let's go, let me see. So that's that color, all done. It's looking a little beast man-y. Now we gotta get the axe and stuff like that. So let's look at this. Let's get like a leather brown. Just another brown to add to our repertoire. And just get the wooden handle painted here. We're just favoring the sides that aren't painted yet when we're over painting like this. Instead of painting the hands, like, well, I would rather paint this fang that's on here, you know? So that's that wood color for the axe for now. And we'll get our bronze color on, our brassy brass. Focus, focus, focus. Because what is chaos without some brass iconography involved in it? So, fire truck is going off out there. Get that wrap done. Let's clean this off really fast and then go back into our brown color to get the top of the axe here. Okay. And back to the gray, just to clean up that bit of overpainting that we did. Ooh. Okay, so now we're on to the bronze color here. Just kind of looking for areas to use it. I think we'll avoid it on the face. And then for the horns, we should probably use a smaller brush. Okay, small brush time. Let's get our little guy. Get our paint on the brush. And then first things first, we want this nose ring. To be gold. Because what's a leader without a gold nose ring? Okay, and then we'll fix the ring here. And once we slap a wash on here too, it'll fill in a lot of these gaps. Ugh. Okay, and then we do the same on this horn with the bronze. Pardon the shadow for a second while I get this all done. I could be using the big brush for this part, but I'm on the little brush right now, so I was just like, just going for it with our little bitty guy. Okay. There's all of that. I think we should paint the stones on him also, this brown, this gray color, because we'll say it's like part of the herd stones maybe. So let's just get those guys painted up. and covered. Cute. That's that. Oop, sorry about that. I probably hit this pretty good. All right, and then let's get some white to clean up all the other stuff that we didn't hit yet. I mean, and that, like the, oops, like these wristbands here, so that brown can show up a lot better in there. Okay, and then we'll clean up the antlers and bone pieces down here as well, so that they can be painted. That one was good. And then we got the skulls on him as well. The skulls there look good. Skull here, it's pretty good. And then the little sheep's head here as well. Get that fixed. Okay. And then lastly, before we take a break, we're gonna take the centaur skin color, this pink, and kind of go over the little scars on him that he has on his body, just to kind of sell those as like healed scars. So he's got like one here. I think he's got some over here. I don't see any on his legs. Okay, so that will be it for the break. We can fill in some of this spot here with the orange, so it has time to dry. Don't want white showing here. Okay, so we'll let that sit for like an hour, a couple hours, and hopefully that putty will dry, and then we'll be able to get in and do all the rest of the stuff. So see you in a little bit. Okay, welcome back. Now that we are here, we've had plenty of time to dry, I think. So let's get our, let's poke it first and see if it's dry. Let's give it the old poke test. Yeah, it's dry enough for us to work. So let's get our orange and cover up that whole area there. Get that. Get this chapter behind us. Go like that. And really quick, let's soak that one up. Okay, and And now go to our Gorgonta flesh to get those browns that we had to redo. So this is one right here. And then right here, right here, and right here. And that'll get all that up to the rest of the stuff. Okay, so now we can do dry brush and washes. So first let's do washes. We want a Nuln Oil wash over the armor to darken that. And the axe too, the axe tip will be a black wash as well. So let's get that all going. We'll do it over the bronzes too. We'll do it over all the metals. To kind of bring it down to that like dark chaosy level. And the kitty is going crazy. Okay, then get that. This piece here. Let's work an area at a time here. So the armor. All the little armor pads. It's okay if you drip into him because that'll darken up those little areas that we might have missed or got with some other paint that we don't want to show up so great. So just make sure you're getting in those little cracks and crevices and here. Over that. Okay, I think that's all the armor bits that we want to get. I'm gonna make sure it's not like super pooling in any one area. Okay, now we'll take the Agrax Earth Shade wash and put that over some of the browns that we have. Like the wood on the axe and then maybe on the horns a little bit, and then this little under part of the face. So you want it like in there to really bring out like those details some more. You can even get it in the upper part too, just to bring that brown tone up into the rest of the model. And do a little bit around here, the nose here, the mouth. Really get in there. Okay, and then we can get the wood bits here. And then the back here. And then the hair that he's got going on here. And this is just gonna darken it up for us a little bit and call out all those details for us. It's gonna help us do the work. Whoever put this together, I mean, it's fine cast. It's probably, you know, didn't go together the best. That's just how fine cast is. Okay, and then for these little stones, we're also gonna hit those with the brown because they're dirty stones. Okay, let me just get in there what we can. Don't think it would do any benefit to hit these with it, but let's just do a little coat here. We can get the bronze too because it's gonna be all dirty from just hitting stuff with his head. Okay, so that's the brown wash. And just like, if you notice it pooling, just soak it up with a clean brush. You'll be able to get it out of there. Okay, now let's go to Skeleton Horde contrast paint to get all the skeletons. And this is like a brownish color. It's a bone color for our bones. So just hit those. It's a little tanny brown. A little skeleton in here. Skeleton here. And this and the part on the axe as well. Okay. Now we can go into some dry brush. And what we're gonna do is we want to hit, we're gonna use a smaller dry brush, so not like the makeup brushes in this case. We're gonna use probably the Army Painter dry brush. Right here is just like a smaller edge. And we're gonna get that color that we use for the skin, this German camo beige, World War II, the color we use for all the fur. And we're gonna dry brush it onto like the furry parts of the hand, of the bullgrin here. So we'll put some on our brush and rub most of it off. And then kind of go into these areas where the fur is and just kind of dry brush over the top. That'll help kind of pop them out for us. Got some here. Don't know if that's a fingerprint or a thing. See how you can see right here, like this orange looks close to that brown. So we're gonna have to figure out a way to kind of delineate that more. Maybe with the dry brush, that'll help it, but we'll have to kind of see. Maybe I'll do a dry brush of this over the orange skin. Let's see. Let's get most of this off. Let's kind of start in this area. Yeah, it kind of works. It tones it down. can probably do it over some of the hooves too, just to, so we're doing an all over dry brush of this German camo beige color. So, but it looks like the browns might require a different paint. Just because the, oops, it's getting a little muddy in there. So it wasn't quite, I hit a wet spot. You wanna clean off your brush and then just kind of dab in there to get it all out. Use your finger if you can, because it'll soak it up too. Let's continue our dry brush here over the feet, over the hands. The face we'll have to leave alone for now because it's still wet. So we're just kind of dulling everything down with this dry brush right here. Okay. Now let's look at these. Look at our brown options here and fix what we got going. We'll probably use leather brown, to be honest, because that's just a good dark brown that's not close to our orange at all. So yes, it's the same color as this, as the stick on the axe, but I think in order for this all to make sense, we've got to push the contrast a little bit more than the contrast paint is letting us. So let's just go over. I mean, and that's the good thing about contrast paint, it's not super thick and it's easy to kind of go over if we need to. So we're just gonna go over all those little spots here and just get that sorted out, because otherwise it's not gonna look right. It's gonna be weird. So just save ourselves the headache down the road with the whole army being like this, and just fix it now. So even like this spot right here that we just did, see how it's like I just did that with the white and the brown, but it's so close to the orange that we're using. So let that be a lesson. If you're painting an orange army, and you're using the contrast orange, don't use the Gorgonzola flesh as your orange, as a brown, because they just look too similar. Okay, that should cover all of that. So now let's get our gunmetal again. Actually, let's get something lighter. Let's get a silver. Let's get our silver paint here and then we'll go and get all the little studs and do some little edge highlighting and stuff on some of the other areas. Here. On some of the other metals. So let's get this, and then let's like really get our edge here. Just help kind of frame everything. Not leave it so dark. We're just going over all the edges with this. It's not being very specific and about lighting or any of that for this. Same thing for here. You just want to get these edges. We'll call out like this battle damage a little bit more. Can you just get the tops of the spiky spikes? The headpiece was kind of that. Get the upper part here, the upper part of the eye. Down here. Sorry if you can't see some of it, I'm just getting it as I see it. We're just trying to use the side of the brush here to kind of get in those areas and call them out. You don't have to go, you can just get like, if you want to, just get like, oh here, just get this top edge right here. And then just get this top edge. You don't have to get the whole, just the actual corners itself. You can get those things if you want. Okay, and then we got all these little studs to do. And you can do this with all the colors and just go back through and be like, okay, so we'll get a lighter brown and just kind of do edge highlights with the lighter brown. You don't have to. It's up to you. You can get some oranges and go back into some areas and maybe make them a little brighter. Like, let me see, do I have an orange? Don't know if I do. I do. I have this orange fire. So we can go in with this, if it's not dry like my other stuff was, because I don't use it that much. Let's see what we got here. We got some paint out. So we can take some orange if we want. And then just kind of get like the knuckles and the tops of the fingers if we want to really call those out. Just getting the tops here. You go in here and then just like call out the tops of these muscles a little bit more if you want. Ooh, okay. So you just take some of it and just go over the very, very tops of these muscles, just to give it a little bit more definition. Just kind of doing little dots here and there. Just getting the very, very top of these groups. And then this is the kind of extra stuff that you would, I mean, it's not really extra for some people. For some people, this is like the normal stuff that they do. But for your heroes and stuff for your army, you can definitely take the extra time. His butt. It helps because these muscles are really defined. So you just get the colors on is pretty easy for this army. I mean, this can help you with your brush control and just getting stuff, you know, where you want to get it. So let's just keep hitting those high areas. look in here, get those. It doesn't have to be like a completely solid line either. It could be a little fractured and broken to really kind of separate those colors more. Then here, got in here, we can do those ribs. And you can just kind of thin it out towards the edge so it kind of fades a little bit more into those areas. Even pick out a couple hairs on the top part there that we did. Don't really have to do the under the arm here because it's all in super shadow anyway, but if you want to just practice, you can get those muscle groups too if you want. I mean, no one's really gonna be looking in there. And then for the head, you can just get like right here, there's like this cheekbone. It's like the most pronounced part on there. And then the ears, probably too, would help out. There we go. And then for our eyes, we're gonna get good old Escorpina green. Actually, no, we're gonna get, we're gonna get our blue, our deep sky blue for Skeletor in their eyes. He's got Skeletor in his eyes. I know what you're saying, we haven't done anything to the axe yet, but we'll get there. We'll get there. So let's go in here. Get that eye. Go in here. Get that eye. Let's get our centaur skin again and go over those cuts again just to brighten them up after all that other stuff that we did. Like the dry brushing and stuff, we might have kind of dulled them out a little bit. So since we want them to be a little bit more pronounced, let's just kind of lightly go over them again. This one here is preserved pretty well. Cool. And then we'll take our ghost gray and do a dry brush over the axe, because that's how we get our like rocky kind of texture for it. So let's get this all kind of wiped off here. And then we just do like a brush over this. we will put these brushes away and we'll get our black paint and then get this whole base painted black. Woo! There goes all my black paint. Get this all painted up. So let's do this. So we get a nice framing of the model and we can see it better. Oh, we forgot one thing too, so hold on, let's just get most of this. Here, let's put it on the stand, shall we? Hold on. Okay. This way I have a better way of getting at it. You want to be really careful around the feet, especially with black paint, because it's going to show up on everything. So it'll show up really dark on this. And it's okay that this, I mean, you don't have to paint this black because I would be putting like basing stuff on here, but the rim definitely I would paint black. This is riveting content for you to watch me painting a base rim black. But if you've come this far in the video, you might as well stick around just for like the last couple seconds here. Okay, there's that, and then let me clean that. And then we gotta get our magical stones colored in, and we're gonna use the blue. Actually, no, we'll use the green because I had the blue on my other guy. So Escorpina green. That's our favorite, like magic-y green. And we're gonna put those inside the runes on the little stones that he has on him. So like right here, it is looking wet in there. So kind of see how this goes. And then there as well. Okay, and that is how we paint our Doombull in our Beastman color scheme for Age of Sigmar. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.